cross the Thames at Tower Bridge and turn left, and before long you come to Deptford. And I can tell you, it's one of the toughest parts of London. And over the years we've had just about every problem you can think of. There's not much sign of things getting better either. But a couple of weeks ago, we had a party at Deptford. Of course, Deptford's one of the oldest parts of London, and being on the river, like it is, well, it's always been connected with the Navy.
Deptford was once the biggest boat builders there was, you know, bigger than the Clyde and all that at one time.
The first Royal Navy was built in Deptford. Queen Elizabeth used to worship in St Nicholas Church at Deptford Green. There was a golden nine. Sir Francis Drake was knighted just off the buoys at Deptford. When I've been out rag and boning, I've heard people say, "Where do you come from?" I go, "Deptford." "Oh, dirty Deptford." It's always been class, you know, like that, you know, a poor neighbour to the other boroughs, but so rich in this community spirit that the others haven't got.
You know, when things get tough, there's someone there that you can turn to, so that it don't make it so tough, you know, and you can just sort of soldier on.
If old Bill was chasing you, and you run round here or run round anywhere in Deptford, there'd always be an house you could knock on. They go, "Come in, right, yeah, have a cup of tea, there's a biscuit, right, stay here a couple of hours and then go home."
Deptford was a big industry, like village town, sort of semi-town. Had so many industries, factories, and I've just seen them slaughtered, shut shop. All the people I knew worked there, you know, just walking about aimlessly, you know. No jobs, nothing, you know what I mean?
It is really bad, because quite a few of the big firms around here have closed down and moved to somewhere else. And when you do get a job, even on a building site, for example, it's only for a little while. And you just have to make do with what you can.
Once you're on the dole, you can't afford to pay your bills. And nearly all sycamore block's been turned off. And someone's got little babies. Nobody seems to sort of care, you know.
I don't think it comes that hard, because we've never had nothing, so we don't miss it. Anyhow, I've never had nothing, anyhow.
Well, we had an health visitor this morning, and she said that the little baby should sleep in here with a gas fire on all night. But we can't do it, because it works out too expensive. It's just too dear.
It is tough, but that's part and parcel of being Deptford. It's part and parcel of being associated to Deptford. Yeah, we're not a load of little angels, you know.
When I was a kid, I used to go out and nick cable off the railway and bits and pieces. That was my perk, you know. It was beautiful to go and do something like that. And climb over wood yards and nick bits and pieces. And, you know, it's just life.
I've been captured and I paid the penalty, if it's a penalty. But it never reformed me, really, because to survive years ago in Deptford, that was part and parcel of life.
It was just the area you was brought up, they was all doing it before you, like the older ones, and you just joined in as the youngers, you know what I mean? You just took off from where they left off and just carried on.
If your kids get nicked, they get nicked, and if they go away, they go away, and you just go and see them when they go away, and you just take them a parcel every third Sunday, whatever it is. You just take it, and you just take it.
I remember when there was all beautiful terraced houses, No one never locked their doors. There was just a string in it. Anyone could pull it and go in. And you could just lean over the garden fence and say hello Mary next door, hello Tom, or hello Spud, or hello Charlie. And you're so close, you know, in the way of life. How can you expect anyone today to be close? They built all these concrete jungles like Peter's Estate. In a matter of 10 years, it's gone to a complete slum.
You can get really some dirty people living in flats like this, all scribble over the walls, and sometimes you find urine in the lifts, you know, and when you sort of going in, you feel so sick, you know.
You only meet people when you perhaps go on the lift or get caught in the lift. And now I've got a sister-in-law across the road. She's very deaf. I very seldom see her. I very seldom see the woman up there. And I haven't seen the woman over the corner for months.
There's nothing to do, is there? I mean, you ask most people, like, they can't really come up with many places in Deptford. You know what I mean? To do things. They just say that they ain't got no sports centres in Deptford or nothing like that, have they? I mean, at Lewisham they have. You know what I mean?
High Street, oh, how poor Deptford High Street. Deptford High Street, unfortunately, has been allowed to run down. And the bigger shops like Marks and Spencer's used to be in Deptford High Street. They're not there anymore.
It depresses me every time I go down Deptford High Street. I mean, go through Deptford High Street in about 1 minute. All you see is about 40 shops open and about 50 closed, and just left the vandalism and everything.
But we've had people come in, I mean, they've swamped us with colours. Not saying there's too much wrong with them, there's good and bad with all, you know? But Deptford's not what it used to be. I mean, if you could go around now and find 30 people that are your own, that was born in Deptford, they're still your own, you know what I mean? They're lovely people. But now, they've got to fight other people that come into the territory, you know what I mean?
I think you'd have to be black to actually know and feel how you feel when you're being, when, for instance, even if somebody said you black bastard or something, get out of my place and all this, for no reason at all. It does hurt inside.
You go up the high street and some of them push you off the pavement. But I just don't take no notice, I just go on. I mean, there's no point in causing trouble, is there? I'm not scared, but at the same time, if you could avoid trouble, avoid it.
When I was going to school, in the evenings, you know, it used to be sort of running battles to get home from school. You know, sort of after dark it was, you know, if you went out, you was going out to fight, really. Because there was always a gang of teddy boys or some white kids ready to bash you in it. You know, a person can take so much, and one day you would probably get up and say, scrap all this, why should I take all this from him?
St Paul's, the old C of E church, is just off the High Street, and that's where we had the party, in a crypt the other night. And it all happened because of the parish priest. Now, he came to the area about, 12 years ago, right in the middle of all the problems. His name's Canon David Diamond, but in Deptford, he's always called...
Falve. Falve. Everyone calls him Falve, yeah, Falve or Falve, yeah. No other name.
He gave Deptford a kiss of life when it badly needed it.
It was after that terrible fire when she saw 13 young people killed. It must have been awful for her.
He worked very closely with the black community after that fire, just before Christmas. And since he's been with us, he's got to know everyone and what their problems are.
But I instinctively felt there was a role for the church. Lack of belonging, lack of any sense of confidence. But unhappily, the church was rather alienated when I came here from the community. A very, very, very tiny congregation worshipped in the church, not necessarily from Deptford, and it was in a frightful state of disrepair. And yet I had a belief that somehow I felt that God was saying the church can do it. One of my first jobs was to go out into the community and try and find out what made the community tick, to find the little pulses in the community. So frequently we would, of course, visit, and then we would go to the various pubs in Deptford.
And don't worry about drinking, because he can out-drink you. I think he's done a bit of homework, you know, on his own, like to know how good he is, but he's a good old boy.
I can't remember, it was about 10 years ago now, but it was after a meeting where we were concerned about what was happening to Deptford that we planned a festival.
There's a festival every year now, and all the hundreds of things that Father's organised, it's still the most important event in Deptford. It really brings back the old community spirit.
When the festival comes, it's a terrific feeling with all the floats down the high street and that, and all the children, all their faces painted up, and they look really nice, you know.
I never forget the Daily Mirror brought out a full inside spread during that first festival, and an editorial which said, gosh, you know, we wish we could live in a place like Deptford where to be a neighbour meant once more to be a friend. And this did them a pile of good.
But they might not seem much to a load of people, you know, all the rich people, but to us, who live in Deptford, it means quite a bit, because that's all we really got.
And then they thought, we've done all this for the children. How's about doing something for the old people? And spontaneous collections happened. And they raised enough money that first year to send 20 coachloads of old people from the old people's blocks down to Southend for the day.
Take follow the pen and don't dilly-dally on the way.
We meet down Douglas Way, we get on the coach, and we go up Watson Street, round New Cross, and down the Oasis.
Wish me luck as you wait. Cheerio, we go on our way.
And he lines the Oasis with all school children, and they all cheer on my hustle.
One of the big things they do each year to coincide with the festival is an outing for all the area's handicapped. They have a boat on the River Thames, they sail up and down, discotheques come and play for free, caterers give food for free, there's all sorts of presents and balloons.
In fact, it does bring the community together in a big way in serving its more unfortunate members.
I've never been loved like this before, and now I ain't lonely evermore.
I've never known anyone work as hard as Carl. And knees up like the one in the crypt. Just want people to forget their problems for a while.
If you looked at that party in the crypt, you would see the enormous diversity of people there. Now this is important.
A part of me.
I thought the crypt was a lovely place to be. It has an enormously intimate atmosphere, somewhere that is nice to go. And for 5 nights of the week, it is an open youth club.
It's sort of like gives you an escape from reality, you know. You can go there and just forget about not having a job and not having this and that. And you just go there and you just have a good time.
You know, you can get out down there and not spend a bomb or something, you know. And that's what the church is doing. Why does it have to take church to sort of bring Deptford together, you know? It's really weird.
It was connected with a church service with a mass. Mass happened first, then the party second. And for too long we divided our church life from our community life. They came to church to consecrate the party, and it was a great thing to do.
Through your goodness we have this bread to offer which earth has given and human hands have made. It will become for us the bread of life. Blessed are you, Lord God of all creation. Through your goodness we have this wine to offer, fruit of the vine and work of human hands. It will become our spiritual drink.
When Elvis Presley died, we had a mass when Millwall Football Club came to church, and all the young people from the terraces were there, this time in the galleries of the church, praying, but it was a great occasion. Our Lord doesn't want to be made a prisoner in our churches. He wants to get out into the community. We release the crypt every Friday night to a group of black youngsters, many of whom actually come to church, so they can enjoy themselves in their own way. They have a reggae night which begins about 11 o'clock and goes right through to the early hours, which is the time they like their parties.
It's a place where we can sort of let off our steam, you know, because, I mean, we're not really big drinkers, we don't sort of congregate in the pubs. So we tend more to go out and listen to music, and that is what the crypt provides.
And he's done a lot to really keep this crypt going, because a lot of neighbours has complained about noise and this and that. And he takes a lot of stick off the neighbours and all this, people in the borough, but he still tries his best to keep it going. I looked in there one night and there was all the blacks and the whites all holding arms singing E-I-E-I-E-I-O. I couldn't believe it. I said, what are they drinking? He went, Pepsi. Now, how good can he be? He got to be better than the other fellow who caught all the fishes.
Ah, and what's your name, darling?
Josie.
Josie, I've seen you before. You're a nun. Are you a pregnant nun? My God. Better not let the abbot know. Bloody... My, here we've got a fairy. Everybody loves a fairy. And your name, madam? Is Iris. And you are a fairy, Iris? You're a fallen fairy. Now. Here we've got a Toto, I can see that. And your name, sir? This is Spud. And you do totting for a living, I presume, Spud? 30 years.
Two of these boys, choir boys once, got nicked for nicking a car. There wasn't no more than 12. And the local police called Father Diamond in. They went, we've caught two of your boys. They won't be at communion tonight because we've caught them nicking a car. The first thing Father Diamond shouted out was, it couldn't have been them, they couldn't have reached the pedals. You know, lovely. He should have been a beef. He'd have made these judges shrivel.
I try to involve myself in all aspects of community life, and sometimes this does take me into the world of the recidivists, that is, those who one feels will probably be involved in the life of crime, you know, for the rest of their lives. It's very sad, but I feel that as the representative figure of the church, it is my duty to be involved.
He half knows what you're doing, and like, he helps you, you know what I mean? He does help you, like, he will talk to you, you know what I mean, about it and that. And like, he will try and get you, like, to drop it out. Do you know what I mean?
In no way am I saying that I condone what they do, but I think I would keep it in perspective that there's an awful lot of good in these young people, and my job is to try and help bring out the good in these young people.
Well, you go to church to get forgiveness, don't you? That's what they go to church for. Nick it first and then go to church and ask for forgiveness. That's what they do, see?
Has the rectory ever been broken into?
Oh, many times. In fact, I think the police told me that it was broken into 36 times during my first 6 months here.
Do you believe in God?
Oh no, I was talking to him the other day about something, but I couldn't see nothing in it what he was trying to say to me. Just couldn't see nothing in it.
Do you, John?
Yeah, I do, yeah. It's got to be something, isn't there? It's got to be something after death, isn't there? It's got to be. So do I. She's something to vote for, I suppose.
If you get down to real basics, the job of a priest is to love God and to love the community. And I find the Deptford community a very exciting one.
I actually like to think that it's a birth of a new Deptford spirit, simply because there is very little of the old Deptford left now.
And the party really worked. I'm sure it only worked because we were learning to accept one another. We really enjoy one another. We really see that everybody in the community has a unique role and has got something to give. And I think I wouldn't be at all surprised if Deptford doesn't in fact succeed in leading the way.
I'd sooner be in Deptford than Miami. I'd sooner be in Deptford than on the south coast of France or Riviera, anywhere. Deptford's my place. My kind of town, as St. Nara said. My kind of town.